You need to get #1 tonic, and that gives your body a chance to rebuild and to restore itself.
This is so this is winter time, and I understand that the elements are also related to the times of the year, the seasons of the year kind of flow through the elements, or vice versa, however that works. And so do you have any advice for people for taking care of themselves at this time of year?
Yeah, the first thing is diet-wise is pay attention to the fruits and vegetables that are grown during the different seasons, because the fruits and vegetables that are available right now is what you should be ingesting. Other fruits or vegetables that we tend to get all year round actually will create more disease. So if it's cold and wet outside, obviously you should be eating more warming foods. As we get into spring here, then then we start to change as the seasons change and the amount of sleep that we have. So in the wintertime, they tend to say that you want more sleep. So if you're going to do any kind of meditation or qigong practices, then you do it after sunrise in the wintertime. As you get in spring and summer, then the days are longer, so then you should actually get up before sunrise to do your practices, and then as you get into more the summertime, have more cooling foods, and that's when you'd have your salads and energetically cooling foods. Doesn't mean like ice cream, and I mean it's okay to in moderation, but if you're trying to eat cooling, it's good to know what's out there and what you should be eating and what you should be doing for yourself. Emotionally, understanding how mentally, emotionally, how the different seasons of the year will actually affect certain organs. So like right now, the kidneys are most prone to disease. So I've seen a lot of clients with kidney problems like arthritis, poor memory.
And what emotion is kidney related to?
The kidneys house the negative emotions of fear, fright, and shock. But the positive virtue that comes forth once that's released is the virtue of gentleness and wisdom. And so if a person's experienced something that has shocked them or seen something, for example, seeing the most recent footage of Haiti is shocking to some people, would be enough to, for some people to injure their kidney chi, which then will create a disharmony. But also if you go through some kind of life trauma, let's say cancer, some kind of febrile disease, then the kidneys, the root of yin and yang, will be affected as well too.
So even watching the news every night might be a problem.
Excuse me. Yes, they actually say that pay attention to what you're doing, pay attention to what you're reading, pay attention to what you're watching, especially around the time that you eat. Because that influences your being, your mental, emotional state. And digestion is a big problem, and digestion is really the core for our body, especially as we live out our life. When we're first conceived, it's more the responsibility of the kidneys, but then after we're born, then the stomach plays a huge role. So how you eat and the manner for which you eat plays a big role. So, for example, taking things for granted, like not chewing your food, or standing up while you eat. They say you should actually sit down while you eat. Really be in the moment. Don't sit there and watch the news or watch extreme movies while you're eating, because that will actually affect digestion. Arguing while you're eating is another thing that will, and that's something that I think is common in a lot of families, unfortunately, that the dinner place becomes a place to resolve issues when it shouldn't be. It should be a place of nurturing.
So that's why it's great to go out to a great dinner and a great atmosphere and be surrounded by pleasant surroundings, have a picnic. That's the best way to stay healthy.
Yeah, I mean, really, really enjoying what you're doing, being happy, being healthy. It doesn't mean that you sit at the table and just be quiet.
You can tell some jokes.
Right. Yeah. But really, just be in the moment. Try not to be distracted by a lot of other things. And again, it's all within balance. I mean, once in a while, or if on the weekends or Fridays, that's how the family enjoys their time together, sitting in front of the TV, watching a movie and having dinner or something, that's one thing. It's when you're doing it for breakfast, lunch, dinner in front of the TV set, and no longer is the family engaged, and no longer are you paying attention to what it is that you're eating or how you're eating, that creates a problem. And that's the thing a lot of times with obesity too, is that, you know, especially if they're watching something really intense, what's going to happen? They're going to start eating a lot faster.
Oh, I know.
And then they're going to eat more, right?
Yeah,
So,
I've been there.
right. So.
Well, we have about 5 minutes left, so I just want to find out what kinds of diseases Chinese medicine can work with.
Well, Chinese medicine works very well with the side effects of chemotherapy. So there's things that can be done while a person is going through chemo to help them with the side effects. You know, the nausea, the vomiting, the fatigue, the weakness of their blood, so the deficient blood. That's one I think big thing, because cancer is pretty big. We do very well with chronic pain issues, migraines, digestive disorders. I know in my own clinical practice, digestive disorders, migraines, common colds and flus, personality disorders like certain types of OCD or
Really?
or like depressive disorders, anxiety disorders.
Okay, so some of the mental anxiety things too as well.
Yeah. So there's a number of things, but like I said in the beginning of this, a person should not rule out Western medicine also. In fact, I think that both of them should definitely work hand in hand to assist each other.
Complement each other, yes. Yeah. Well, the thing that I see with holistic medicine is it really adds to and complements and brings together anything that's going on, because you're looking at all sides of it from that point of view.
Right, and when you come in to see a Chinese medicine practitioner, it's not the practitioner's job to interfere with the relationship between the patient and their primary healthcare practitioner.
Right.
Yeah, they need to stay out of that, and the Chinese medicine doctor needs to respect that relationship.
So the Chinese medicine works more with the natural rhythms of the body, the natural eating, exercising, without adding into the system
Chemicals
and
invasive techniques like surgery or whatnot. Yeah.
Yeah. Excellent. So any other thing that we should know about taking care of ourselves in this particular season? You got about a minute left.
I got about a minute left. Yeah, just keep warm. If you're catching a cold or flu, eat a lot of pungent foods. Keep the diet very bland. Try to avoid sweets, greasy, fatty, fried foods. That includes fruit juices.
That includes fruit juices?
Yeah, a lot of times people will drink a lot of fruit juices when they're sick. And in actuality, that could actually create more of their disharmony or their disease. So.
Okay, so you're saying probably chicken soup and chicken broth and
rice, congee, steamed vegetables, maybe some tofu in moderation. You know, keep everything in moderation. Keep it warm, keep it bland, and stay away from, or try to avoid the excesses that we enjoy so much.
Excellent. Well, thank you for the great advice.
Thank you.
And you can see Chris in Willow Glen. He's at the Morning Crane Healing Arts Center on Lincoln Avenue. And I believe your phone number is on the screen. So give Chris a call if you have any troubles that you want him to take a look at. Thanks so much for joining us. We'll see you next time.
Thank you.
Yeah, you're welcome. Thank you.
So, yeah. It's